Welcome to Talkin Trash, and today we're out at the Becker County Solid Waste Campus, and I'm with Steve Skoog, the Land Use Director. Good morning.
Good morning, Sandy.
So where are we?
We are out at the Becker County Demolition Landfill, and we were doing some segments on how a demolition landfill is created and what can go into a demolition landfill. But now we want to talk a little bit about programs that Becker County has started to mitigate the amount of demolition going into our landfill. And one of the programs we started a number of years ago was starting to recycle old asphalt shingles that come off of roofs. And as you can see behind us, there's a pile of shingles. And what happens eventually with those is that we will get those ground up, and then through the process they remove all the metal, and basically you're to a pretty fine product that can be used for different things. Off to the back behind us, you can see there's a pile of ground shingles that's ground to I believe it's like a 1" minus, which means it's real small, and all the nails are gone. And what we use that for is shouldering on roads or mixing with other types of aggregate to make a good product for road covering.
And so these shingles, they look pretty clean. Do they have to come in a certain way?
They do. They have to clean. They have to make sure that there's not any metal flashing, paper wrap in there, caulking, those type of things in there. And then and as they grind them up, they're removing that as well. But to qualify for a lower rate for people that bring the stuff in, it has to be clean.
And what is the lower rate? Do you remember?
You know, I believe it's like $9 a cubic yard is
Yep.
what we're at on that now.
And that pricing is on our website, so you can check out the pricing for regular demolition and then recycled demolition. Join us. We're going to go over and check out the concrete pile and the clean wood waste pile. Come on, join us. So here we are at the concrete pile. And so Steve, can you explain a little bit about what this pile is and what happens to it?
Oh, sure. This is waste concrete and bricks, that type of product that we get coming into our demolition landfill. Becker County gets a lot of brick and waste concrete that's got a lot of materials mixed into, like rebar or wire, that type of thing. Stuff that's not easily to get crushed or other places can't handle it. And the public brings it in here, waste haulers or demolition concrete guys. They'll bring, or firms, they'll bring it in here. What we do is we aggregate it till we get enough material. And then what we'll do is we'll periodically have a company that will come in and crush it. They'll break up the big chunks into little chunks, and they'll run it through some machines to turn it into a uniform aggregate. And off behind us you can see examples of the different products. So starting at the right here, there's some large chunks of concrete which actually we salvage sometimes for our own use on site. If we're going to be building some sort of structure, sometimes you can use uniform chunks of concrete. The middle pile here, which is going to be a 1" minus, meaning that the concrete's been ground and goes through a screen that will allow anything that's 1" or less to go through it. And then the next pile would be, I believe that's a 2" or 2.5" minus, which is a larger type of aggregate that we're able to use for road projects, or there's places where they have to fill in where there's perhaps like a soft spot in the road. And it's something that doesn't compact a lot. It'll carry weight but doesn't move around much. So those are the different products we make. We've also had pilot projects where we've mixed the smaller aggregate with crushed asphalt shingles to create another type of a product that you can use on parking lots or on roads.
And so this would also go towards a recycled pricing, right?
It does. And so what we do is we have a relatively low price to accept the product from the public, but then the county does use aggregate for other types of projects. We partner with the Becker County Highway Department. They use a lot of it for shouldering, that type of thing. And then ultimately the scrap steel that comes out of this as well, that's all recycled. So.
Great. Now come join us, and we're going to go over to the pallet pile and talk about good clean waste, wood waste, and what we do with it. Come on and join us. So now join us at our recycled wood waste, or our good wood waste pile. Steve, can you explain a little bit about that, please?
Sure. This is a pilot project we started a few years ago with BTD Manufacturing here in town. I believe it was BTD, where they had a lot of pallets that came into their firm or factory, and they were looking for ways to maybe recycle those and deal with it differently than what they had been. And so what they do is they bring us approximately a roll-off or 30 to 40 yards of crushed, clean pallet wood, which clean meaning that there's not any paint or stains or those type of thing on the wood. So that type of wood, it could go into our demolition landfill, but that's not where we want it. If we can take and handle it differently, we will. So what we do is we periodically, once a year, we'll have a grinder that will come in. He'll grind that down to a certain spec, basically like a 1" minus. And he'll have magnets on it to remove all the metal. He grinds it down to, it goes through screens, grinds it down into a product like this that we have off to our left. And our hope is that people start to use that. They can use it for animal bedding or landscaping or whatever purposes they may be able to use it for. We'll sell it relatively cheap, just enough to
very
try to move it
economical.
out.
Yeah, and so it's just one more product that we can pull out of the waste stream that we're not taking up landfill space, demolition landfill space. So, and we're always looking for more items to pull out of the waste stream. If you have any questions, you can give our office a call, 218-846-7310. And is there anything you'd like to add as far as some of the things that we take out or in the future?
Well, out of the demolition landfill, we're trying to expand that by making, if we can reuse things, ultimately that's the best thing, and get that back into the community.
So that kind of leads into our waste diversion store, our reuse store too.
It is, and there's a lot of discussion nationally and at the state level about trying to figure out different ways to handle our demolition materials that come in, or that come in from the community. And so as time goes on, I'm sure there'll be more products that will be banned from the waste stream. So we'll have to figure out better ways to handle some of those.
And we're always working on that. If you have any questions, give our office a call, 218-846-7310. Have a great day.